Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, I'm in my F1 Qatar Airways lounging fit that my mom gave my dad that I forcefully claimed my own. Okay, today I'll take you through my vinyls and CDs that I accumulated throughout the past, I would say 4 years maybe. Starting off strong, we have Whatever They Say I Am, That's What I'm Not by the Arctic Monkeys. I think this was released almost 20 years ago, I think February in 2006, so it just celebrated its 20-year anniversary. And I think it's one of my all-time favorites because it has like a nostalgic value to me. Not because I found it when I was really young, but because it's one of my first albums I saved on Spotify when I went to college. So I had to download it and I would listen to it a lot over and over. So I really love the Arctic Monkeys. On this album, my favorite are Fake Tales of San Francisco, Red Light Indicates Doors Are Secure, and When the Sun Goes Down. It is also one of the first guitar riffs / like rhythm guitar that I learned when I got my guitar. So yeah, First Impressions of Earth was also released in 2006, I believe. What an amazing year for indie rock, and it's kind of a shame that I was 4 years old, that I didn't really get to listen to these when they were released. This album is so amazing, and their little booklet is one of the best made, I think. The lyric book, it fits the song so well. Like this is what Vision of Division sounds like, if that makes sense. My favorites on this album are Fear of Sleep, Eyes of the World, and I think Ask Me Anything. But overall, this album is just so good. No, I'm wrong. The first two songs, You Only Live Once and Juicebox, are amazing. Like this, I think, is a faultless album. Like you can not convince me otherwise. The other Strokes album I have here, Room on Fire, was released in 2003, so when I was 1. Also, all of my CD boxes are fucked up because I had to put them in my suitcase and carry them back, and you know, airport people aren't very nice with your luggage usually, and I did pad them with layers and layers of clothes, but tough luck. This is not my favorite Strokes album, but it's still very good. 1251, arguably one of my favorite songs by them. The End Has No End is also really good, and I mean Reptilia, which is I think one of their most known songs, is on this album as well. But slight switch of tone. We have two classical albums. So first we have New World Symphony by Dvorak. This album is amazing. I really have a connection to it because during my trip to Norway, I remember listening to this, I mean on my phone, but still listening to this almost on repeat, and it was the winter, so it was really gray, it was snowy, and even though this was written about America, I felt like, to me, I was approaching a new world because I never really visited Europe before that. I think this was 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 even. So I always have a vision of me in like the Scandinavian countries when I listen to this. Editing me here, so I made a mistake. It's not Norway. I mean, I did listen to it on the same trip that I was in Norway, but the specific memory I'm talking about was when I was in Finland. We went up to the Arctic circles and we lived in a yurt near a river, and it snowed and it was Christmas, and walking outside and seeing that and listening to this felt like discovering a new world. And also, this is the most fucked up like CD box, I think. Like it is completely in shambles. Amazing. If you want to feel like you are approaching a revelation, or you've been on a boat for months and finally seeing the shore and it's glorious, this is the album to go to. And then we have Bach Cello Suites. I bought this partially because of the cover. Like, what? Amazing. But also because of cello. So I practiced the cello for I would say a year or two, around end of middle school and beginning of high school, because I wanted to move away from the piano. Genuinely, piano, it's an amazing instrument, but I think the problem is just that when something is forced upon a kid and they're not that completely passionate about it, it becomes kind of, you know, you have a negative attachment to it. And I really wanted an instrument that I could carry around, but it's still crazy that I chose the cello, because like it's still arguably one of the worst instruments to carry around if you do choose so. But my mom is playing the cello now and she's quite amazing at it. And I saw this, I was like, she would love it. And when I just got Tofu, my cat, when he was a baby, before bed, I would play Bach cello suites and he would go straight to sleep. So I think this is Goo by Sonic Youth. Amazing. My favorites are Dirty Boots, Tunic, Song for Karen, Cool Thing, I think My Friend Goo, Green Day, American Idiot. This is, I think, my reason to buy the guitar. You know, everyone with the guitar has a song that made them want to play the guitar. And for me, it's Jesus of Suburbia. And it's still one of my favorite songs by them. Homecoming is also amazing. Saint Jimmy, I think, are my favorites on this album. And then we have Blur. I'm kind of a fake fan because I listened to Song 2, which is their like ironic song. And I was like, I need to listen to more of them, and I bought this. And similarly, The Smiths. I'm also a fake fan of The Smiths. I don't actually like them that much. I'm sorry. But maybe I just need to listen to them more. Nevermind by Nirvana, the forever classic. I think my favorite are Stay Away and In Bloom and Come As You Are. Also, Something in a Way, now I cannot hear that song without thinking about the Batman Something in a Way and the parody where it's like, something's in my ass. An oldie, this is from 1966, and even though you probably know this band / this album, it's the self-titled Buffalo Springfield album, because of their song For What It's Worth. And this is also where I got to know this band and this album, and listening to it just gives me the feeling of being by the beach in San Diego. And I think this was recorded in LA, I believe. I could be wrong. It reminds me of driving on like a Californian highway. And then we have, this is Muswell Hillbillies by The Kinks. I mean, I think everyone knows The Kinks by You Really Got Me. Girl, you really got me going. This is one of my favorite full albums by them. It's from the 70s, 1971. It is such a perfect album. I love every song. Acute Schizophrenia Paranoia Blues, very good. Skin and Bone, very good. Alcohol, very good. Holloway Jail, like, this is an amazing album. It has a Western feeling, and it has a ranch feeling as well to me, even though I have never ever been to ranch. Their style is definitely inspired by like American R&B, even though they are a British band. I believe they got together in London, but it's a very fun album and it's great to do crafts too. That's all the CDs. Now we move on to the vinyls. By the way, if I'm being like very inaccurate with some facts, I'm just saying, like, don't blame me, because as long as the artist is not well known to be problematic, I'm not one to really look into the details or the background of the albums. I just like enjoy the music, and that's all. I think with vinyls, we'll start with a very niche one, and then we'll go more mainstream. So first we have String Driven Thing. Enjoy this cover, by the way. What is going on? So I used to work at the UCSD co-op, the general store, and we used to help a record store sell the records that have not been sold in a while. So we would mark these for like $3-5 and you can take them home. I saw this vinyl cover and I got it home, and it's actually an extremely dynamic and instrumental album. It has banjo, it has all these crazy elements to it. It kind of feels like you're going crazy, but it's just a fun listen, but I don't know how much you can put it on repeat. And I tried to add it to my Spotify, but I couldn't find the album. And it's made in September 1972, recorded at IBC Studio, London, Vivaldi Four Seasons. I've been looking for it everywhere that's not extremely expensive, and I visited Hokkaido with my friend Sandra. Shout out Sandra, who's studying, I'm pretty sure, like music production at CalArts. Shout out Sandra, love you. We went to Hokkaido together 2 summers ago, and records in Japan are so dirt cheap. So yeah, this is the Japan edition. Love Vivaldi. I've listened to it in orchestra live multiple times. I love it. It's the perfect concerto to listen to when you want to feel fancy, you know? You want to feel old money. So this morning I forgot the most iconic classical album vinyl I have, which is Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring. So I think I'll talk a little bit about here to make up for it. My first exposure to this was I took a class on music theory, and the professor had us watch the ballet, The Rite of Spring, for one of the weeks, and it blew my mind because I never thought of ballet being able to make me feel like violent. Not that I'm feeling violent, to make me feel like it's conveying a sense of violence and of brutality so strongly through the sound and the stomping and the way they dance. It was almost like primitive. And since then, I've been obsessed with the score. And whenever I want to feel a little bit crazy, like I want to brood a ominous mood within my life, I listen to this on repeat for like a week. But then I kind of feel like I'm going cuckoo bananas, so I have to stop. But everyone go watch The Rite of Spring ballet. So finally, we're moving to modern music, I guess. So first of all, we have 2 shoegaze albums. Okay. Slow Dive and My Bloody Valentine. I think My Bloody Valentine is very well known. I mean, I think both of these are like the classic shoegaze albums. Like if you want to be like weird and niche but not too weird and niche, you would say these are your favorites. In Souvlaki by Slow Dive, I think my favorites are When the Sun Hits and Allison, but that's what everyone would say, right? And in Loveless by My Bloody Valentine, When You Sleep, Loomer, Sometimes are very, very good. So I forgot to mention. And look how pretty! Like, I love it when they put in some effort to make it something different, you know? This one, low effort, but they did have a poster, so you're forgiven. And I believe it's called shoegaze because they use pedals so much when they're performing live on stage that they're constantly looking down at their shoes, which I thought was interesting, how a genre can be named by how it's performed. And now we're moving on to extremely well-known territory. Rage Against the Machine. Amazing. I'm not really that into more hardcore, heavy punk music slash rock music, but this album makes me feel like I should be more into that. I think my favorite is probably Take the Power Back and Know Your Enemy. Next up is one of my personal favorite Daft Punk albums, which is Homework. I love the name Homework because I think they named it because they were learning from all these different DJs and electronic music producers at the time. And it is just amazing. It has everything that I think electronic music further developed into, at least for Daft Punk themselves. It's the beginning of everything. I love Rolling and Scratching, Teachers, High Fidelity. I could listen to High Fidelity on loop. Like, it's very addicting. And it's a double vinyl ABCD side. Love that. Finally, The Strokes. So, like I said, I fucking love The Strokes. Their debut album, Is This It? Amazing. Perfect album as well. My favorites probably, Is This It? The Modern Age, Soma, Someday, Last Night, Hard to Explain, New York City Cops. Every single song is good on this album. And then their latest album, The New Abnormal, also perfect album. Like, how do they can't keep getting away with this. This album is also so good. Adults Are Talking opening track, just bam, like immediately you know it's gonna be pure gold. Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus, Bad Decisions, At the Door, yeah, no notes, amazing. And then I also have the Come Down Machine, and look at the back, peep the back. It's like a library card, I believe. I think this is one of their less popular albums, but also you can tell they were kind of done with the label at this point. They couldn't even put in effort to make it look good. Welcome to Japan and Call It Fate, Call It Karma. You just have to listen to it. And the best for last, we have some Arctic Monkeys vinyls. Tranquility Base, Hotel and Casino. I love it. Like, I think it got some, I had to listen to it a bit more. But now I'm really obsessed with the piano and the xylophone, the spacey vibe. It does feel like you are in a hotel in space and this weird man is checking you in. And I think my favorite on this is the world's first ever monster truck front flip. It's a crazy name, but it's also a great song. And then we have The Car, which is their latest album. I think my favorites are Sculptures of Anything Goes and Jet Skis on the Moat. Also, Mr. Schwartz is good too. I really want to get more Arctic Monkeys vinyl slash CDs, so I'll be on the lookout. One of the Arctic Monkeys albums that I really love that I didn't mention is Favorite Worst Nightmare. It is my second favorite following Whatever They Say I Am. It's just kind of a shame that I don't have a physical copy of it. But yeah, those are all the vinyls. Now I'm gonna put them back. Also, I forgot to mention the tabletop vinyl player is from Audio-Technica and the speakers are Edifier. Oh, sorry. Catch that.